everyone, we're going to find the area bounded by the given curves, namely these two curves here, and we also have it's bounded by these two lines. So the first thing we want to do is find the intersections for these two curves. So let's do that. If we have y equals y and we just set them equal to each other, we have 1 third x squared plus 1 equals negative 1 third x squared plus 3. So this is going to give me 2 thirds x squared equals 2, and that means x squared equals 3 when you multiply through by 3 halves. So therefore your x is going to equal plus or minus square root of 3 when you square root both sides. If you substitute square root of 3 back into both equations, you're going to get the points of intersection are at square root of 3, comma 2, and negative square root of 3, comma 2. So right now I'm just going to do a little sketch of the curves and our boundaries so we can see what we have. All right, so for the first curve, we have a y-intercept at 1, and it's a quadratic that opens up, and it's pretty wide. So I'll just kind of make it wide here, like that. So that's number 1. So I'll just put number 1 here. And the second one, we have a y-intercept at 3. So I'll put that right there. And the same width to it. It's kind of wide, but it opens down. So it's going to open down like that. All right. All right, so basically, let's look at these two. We're bounded by x equals 0. So this line here is x equals 0. And also at 3. These 2 points here, of course, are my square root of 3, comma 2. And this one's negative square root of 3, comma 2. But we're bounded by x is 0 and x is 3. So x is 3 is somewhere over in here. Let's put that in green. Let's see. I'll put it right here. It's going to be about there. All right. You also use a calculator on this if you want. So basically where it's bounded by the curves based on these 2 lines here is going to be this area and this area. So we're going to have to add the 2 areas together. This starts at 0 and this goes to 3. All right. So and this point here is going to be square root of 3. That's what we have here. We don't have to worry about the left side of our line x equals 0. Now, to set it up, we're going to look at the integral from 0 to square root of 3, and you look at this upper part of the curve. Now that one, you always go up, especially if we're doing this with respect to x. You're going up to bottom. So the upper part of the curve goes with this number 2 equation. This one's number 2. So basically you write that one down. That's going to be negative 1 third x squared plus 3. The lower bound of this curve goes with equation 1. So you're going to subtract number 1 here, which is 1 third x squared plus 1. And this is dx. Now for this shading in here, let's make this blue. This shading here, we're going to square root of 3 to 3. Now the upper part of this shaded region goes with equation 1. So you always write the upper first when you're doing x. So that's going to be 1 divided by 3 x squared plus 1, and you subtract the lower part of the bound, which is this part of the curve. So we're subtracting negative 1/3 x squared plus 3 dx. All right, so all I'm going to do on the next slide is to simplify these two and put all this together. So basically I'm just going to be adding these two and the x squares together and the constants. So that's going to give me the integral from 0 to square root of 3 of negative 2/3 x squared plus 2 dx plus the integral from square root of 3 to 3 of 2/3 x squared minus 2 dx. All right, so let's integrate this. We're going to get for this first piece negative 2 divided by 9 x cubed plus 2x. And we're evaluating from 0 to square root of 3. Plus this one here, it's almost the same, but it's going to be 2 9 x cubed. It's going to be positive minus 2x. And this is going to go from square root of 3 to 3. All right, now let's substitute in our square root of 3. That's going to be negative 2 divided by 9 times 3 square root of 3 plus 2 square root of 3. All right, that's that piece. Plus this one's going to be 2 divided, when you substitute in 0, that's just going to zero out. So now we can go to this. So this is going to be 2 divided by 9 times 3 cubed minus 6. And then substitute in the square root of 3. That's going to be, you have to subtract that piece. So that's going to be minus 2 divided by 9 times 3 square root of 3 minus 2 square root of 3. All right. Now let's add all this up. Let's see. When you simplify all this, basically what you're going to get is negative 12 divided by 9. And then you're going to have plus 4 square root of 3. I can factor out a 4 minus 4/3 and write square root of 3. Or you can just kind of get the common denominator as 9. And then this is going to give you 8 divided by 3 square root of 3. So there's different ways to simplify this. This is just one method. All right, but this is your answer right here. Of course, you could get simplify this as negative 4/3. And then this would be plus, if you have a 3 here, 12/3. 12 square root of 3. And then you just factor out that. So that's what I did here. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.